Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Balanced Business Coach. My name is Tony Robinson. I'm a life coach for leaders and a burnout prevention specialist. I help individuals and teams create more balance within their personal and professional lives so that they can make a bigger and better impact on the places that they serve. Today, we're doing our second episode in the Notion series. Today, we're going to be getting into goals and how to most efficiently and effectively track your goals within Notion to actually accomplish them. When it comes to Notion, there are so many different ways for you to track your goals, to take notes, to have your milestones, to track projects, things like that. But I think it's really important to not only have a place to write them down, but to actually have a system for yourself to execute on every single thing that you need to do in order to accomplish that goal. That has been the secret ingredient, the key to me truly getting to the things that I want in life. And that's everything from fitness goals, work related goals, personal goals, creating new hobbies for myself, moving across the country, you name it. I have tracked so many different types of goals within Notion, and I have seamlessly, for the most part, executed on every single one and gotten to where I wanted to go. So I'm going to go into my process with you today, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration of the template that I use and what I do in Notion to actually stay committed and dedicated to completing my goals instead of just creating a list and forgetting that it even exists. I'm not going to make this intro long. I think we all know why we're here. And with all of that being said, let's get into it. So, the first step of this process is to actually set your goals, to create your goals. The way that I like to approach this is by looking at all of the different areas of my life and rating on a scale of 1 to 10 how satisfied I feel in each of those areas. So, if I'm not satisfied in the area of fitness, what specifically do I need to work on or do I feel called to work on in the area of fitness that's going to make me feel more satisfied? If I'm not feeling satisfied at work, what are the specific things at work that I want to work towards, that I want to set goals on? So, in order to save yourself the most time and set goals that are truly in alignment with what you want to do that inventory of all of the different areas of your life, deciding how satisfied you are in each of those areas. And then for the areas that are less than, I would say, a seven or below, what are the things that you would want to do to bring that up to an 8, 9, or 10? So once I have that list, I would actually start adding those to my goals database in Notion. So one by one, I'm going to start adding in my goals and creating that list of everything that I want to work towards. Now, within my Notion database, I have several different fields that I like to track. I like to track my why, which we'll be getting into next. I like to track when I want this to be accomplished by. So, do you want this to be accomplished in Q1, Q2, a certain month? Give yourself a deadline, not because the deadline is super important, but because it gives you a motivation of having a due date that will help you stay on track. And when you get into milestones, which we'll also be talking about, then it will give you a frame of reference of how long you have to complete those milestones and how you can pace those out over the period of time before you want to complete that goal. And then the other thing that I like to track within my goals is whether it is a top goal or not. The top goal is really just for prioritization purposes. If I know that I have a really busy week, or if I know that I am going to be traveling a lot, if I know that I'm going into a busy season at work, I want to review my top priority goals and make sure that I can still fit those in some way, shape, or form. I want to be able to prioritize those just as much as I'm prioritizing the other thing that is causing me to be busier than normal. But other things may not be as high of a priority, and you can kind of put those on the back burner during those busier seasons. So, those are just things that I like to have as sort of a support system when things get chaotic. I can easily see, all right, where was my mindset when I initially set these goals, and how can I make adjustments based off of these details that I have when I want it to be completed, if it's a top priority. And then I also track the progress. If I'm in progress, not started it, or if I want to delay it to next year. So then once you've got all of your goals outlined, I like to go through every single goal and give myself a why. And the why should not just be, why do you want this? Oh, because it sounds good. It should be something very deep that anchors you into a purpose for having that goal, for attaining that goal. And the way that you can do this is by asking yourself why, I would say about 6 times continuously until you get to that deeper anchor. So if I were to say, I want to lose 10 pounds, I would ask myself why. And then maybe I say something like, because I want my body to look better. And then I might say, why? And then I could say, because I don't really have that much confidence in my body right now. Okay, why is that important? Well, I feel like I'm not showing up as my best self for my son when I don't feel confident. Okay, why is that important? Well, I want to be a good example for him for what a healthy lifestyle looks like, what it looks like to have good energy and to have longevity. Okay, why is that important? Well, because I want my son to have a long, healthy life. And so you keep asking yourself why, and eventually you get to this reason that is bigger than you. It is purposeful. It is anchored into a very deeply rooted reason as to why this is important. And so when you have those moments of, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to give up, I don't want to work towards this, you can look back at your why and decide, do I really want to give up on this? Do I really want to give up on this purpose that I have? And then you can make a better decision from there. So having your why in place is like a life support. It's this anchor that allows you to come back to why you are doing this in the first place. And that is going to be so key to have readily available for you when you are struggling, wanting to back out, wanting to give up, all of that. And then it also gives you space to weed out the things that don't actually matter. So if you are feeling like, I don't really know why I want this, by the end of asking yourself why 6 times, it may not actually be important to you. So this process also allows you to just weed out anything that is going to be a waste of your time and not actually get you closer to satisfaction in the different areas of your life. And then the next step of the process is to break down your milestones. So the template that I use in Notion has a template within it that allows me to automatically have a database within every single goal where I can then track my milestones. So you not only have this list of all of your goals that you're working towards, but then it creates a database that's all connected to each other. Each goal, when you open it up, has a database that is specific to that goal, of all of the milestones specific to that goal. But then there's also a master milestone database where you can see all of your milestones at once, and you can integrate that with the Notion calendar that allows you to consistently be working towards those milestones every single week, every single day, whatever your schedule is for accomplishing those things. It will automatically be added to your calendar, to your projects manager, and it is just so helpful in helping you actually get those things done and accomplished. So again, the way that I do this is my goal template. When you open up each goal, it also has a milestones template tied to it. So when you open up that individual goal, then you would be able to reverse engineer that goal into specific milestone steps. Now, the way I like to do this is to basically ask myself, what is the step before that? So if I'm starting at, I want to lose 10 pounds, what happens before I lose 10 pounds? And then I start working my way backwards until the very moment that I am here today. And I have another episode that I did recently about setting goals. So I will actually link that down below and you can dive deeper into that process that I do. But when you reverse engineer the goal and you work backwards step by step, you know exactly what needs to be done in order for you to get there. And then you know when you want to complete that goal by, so you can start to add specific due dates for each milestone. And then as those milestones have due dates filled in, it will again have reminders either within Notion, or if you use Notion Calendar, then you can integrate it directly there and they just pop up when you need to work on them or when they are due so that you know how to stay on track. And it is just the chef's kiss of tracking goals in Notion. And then the last part of this process is going to be setting up habits. If you have a goal that is something more long term, so me saying that I want to lose 10 pounds, it may not be that the actual goal for me is 10 pounds. It may be creating a sustainable lifestyle that allows me to stay at a weight that I feel comfortable and confident in. So, my initial goal may be to get 10 pounds lighter, but I need to create habits in order to maintain that weight loss, in order to maintain that change. So, what do those habits look like? Well, that might look like starting to go to the gym 3 times a week and doing specific workouts. So, some of the milestones that I might be putting in place or tracking are going to actually be habits that I want to start to create. So, in order to start going to the gym, maybe I need to start waking up at 5 a.m. so that I can go before work because I know myself and I'm not going to go after work. So, I need to start implementing a habit of waking up at 5 a.m. So, maybe my first milestone for this is going to be wake up at 5 a.m. for 21 days straight. That could be a thing. You're not necessarily starting the gym yet, but you're able to start implementing that habit of waking up earlier. Then maybe you set your next milestone as I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to go to the gym 1 time a week. But you can incrementally start to implement these different habits that are over time going to get you to that place of attaining the goal that you wanted in the first place. The key with any milestone is to not make it so grandiose that you feel like you have to go a million miles an hour or that you have to go through extreme measures in order to attain this goal. The key is slow and steady. Consistency is going to lead you to those big accomplishments quicker, easier, and more efficiently than anything else will. Break it down into small steps. Have those wins, those quick wins that you're able to get. They might be small wins, but they are not for nothing. Over time, those are going to build on top of each other, and it is going to be so worth it in the long run because you will actually see yourself accomplishing goals that you set out. If you are feeling like I've never accomplished goals before, every time I set goals, I just give up on them or I never follow through on the things I say I'm going to do, you may not have had the right system in place in order to support you to accomplish those goals. So, what Notion allows you to do is set up that system for yourself that not only gives you accountability, but it gives you a process and it gives you easy steps to execute every single day, every single week to get steps closer, small, easy steps closer towards your goals. So that is the process that I use within Notion. I hope this was helpful for you. If you are like, Tony, I absolutely love that you do this and this sounds amazing, but I don't know how I would break down my goals, or I don't even know what goals I want to have. I know I want to change my life. I know I need more balance in my personal and professional life, but I don't really know what that looks like for me. I would absolutely love to gift you a complimentary one-on-one session with me. This is like the perfect time of year to do this because we are getting ready to go into this like hibernation season where what we can do is take that time to turn inward, figure out what we want for our lives, and start going crazy. You don't want to start planning for 2025 in January of 2025. We want to start now. We want to take the fall, the cold, wintry, whatever season, and we want to use that time to get very clear on where we're going and starting to execute on those processes now so that when January 1st comes around, we're not doing the same old, oh, this is my New Year's resolution. Nope, we've been on track. we've been executing on our goals. We know exactly where we're going, and we're already on this train. We're already checking off the boxes. We're already hitting our milestones, like 2025. Here we come. So, if you need someone who is going to help you to figure out what those goals are for you, what the milestones are that you need to set for yourself, and then having a system to truly execute on those specific steps that is going to help you get to those goals easily and effortlessly, please hit the link down below, schedule your free session. You have nothing to lose. You literally have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. There's no obligation for anything after that one session, but it is going to be life changing, I promise. So, hopefully, I will see you on a one-on-one session. I would absolutely love to meet you and interact with you. And if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button, and then hit the bell icon if you want to get notified every single time I post a new video. I post every Monday and 2 Wednesdays per month. So hopefully I will be seeing you again very soon. I thank you so much for being here, and I'm wishing you well on the rest of your week. Until next time, take care.